Okay, so this is the introduction to social media for business. And I always say for business, I want to be very explicit. We can do this in our private lives. There's all sorts of reasons you can connect to other people. As an example, I'm a security specialist, a security engineer. What I do is secure the world for other people when it comes to information and the internet and company access. So I'll do all sorts of levels of activity along that line. And as a CISSP, as that professional, I have companies that will contact me and ask me for help. I can join organizations, but how much do I want to be immersed in other people's drama? How much do I want to actually be involved without someone compensating me for that time? So I have to limit my exposure. So what is social media? Well, there's a couple examples there. So when you use various forms of user-generated content and website, places where you collect this information, and applications to enable people to interact and share their information online. So we have social networking sites such as Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, LinkedIn. We'll be stepping into most of those. Although MySpace is not terribly exciting anymore. Yes?
MySpace actually announced a comeback 2 days ago.
Oh, they announced a comeback because somebody wrote an article 2 days ago saying MySpace is on the way out.
They're merging with somebody else.
Yeah, and that'll do it. You know, they just get acquired. You know, Microsoft will acquire somebody eventually, you know. So, merging is a way of giving new life to your organization, getting new money. So, yes, they're not gone, but they were the top dog a few years back. You know, Twitter and Facebook became the new dogs. Well, because they're changing, and MySpace wasn't changing as well as these other new environments. We have blogs, some presented such as WordPress. There are many, by the way, there are many versions, hundreds of sites that you can go to. Okay, we can't talk about all of them. Everyone has a favorite, Foursquare being one of those, so everybody has a favorite. And depending upon where your social network hangs out, that might be the place you go. I tend to hang out with professionals, so I tend to be on LinkedIn. My outside-facing image online is almost non-existent. I'm cultivating not being seen and not collecting information about me. Doesn't mean it can't be. There's lots of ways to do it, but I'm trying to make it not so obvious that I'm one thing or another. I'd like people to meet me and determine that, rather than reading it online. So we have video sharing sites such as YouTube, photo sharing sites such as Flickr, and then crowdsourcing such as Wikipedia. Why do we call that crowdsourcing? Mm-hmm. Any individual can add information to it, link it to other places on the web, add their own personal knowledge. It's like a very large knowledge base.
Not as much as before.
Excuse me?
Not as much as before, but they're still adding some.
Yeah.
They're getting tighter and tighter with it. They're trying to become
They're-
competitive.
Yes, they're trying to raise their level of validity. And that's why we don't like you to use them as a source for articles and papers and things that you're going to write. Because we want you to use actual vetted sources. And crowdsourcing is a great way of acquiring knowledge, but not a way of vetting that knowledge. So you might make a statement, oh, it was on Wikipedia, and it's wrong, it's outdated, it's not the most current. I tell my students, if you want to cite something, go to a vendor website, go to a leader in the field, and reference their information because they're the one that's writing it. It's not a third party disseminating it. And then we have user reviews such as Amazon and Yelp. Google Plus, yeah. You'll notice I will not constantly reference Google. We could go to Google for everything now. But I want you to think broader than just one all-dominant vendor. Although we could very easily do that. And then we have streaming sites such as Ustream.
What's that?
When you can basically either upload or download streaming events or activities. So an example is my daughter plays video games, and she actually streams her live game with her audio content, and she has followers. I'm just amazed. People who actually, a lot of people overseas, a lot of people from Japan, will listen to her play a game because she is so hysterical, her commentary as she's playing. She likes to kill zombies. So they tend to be a lot of zombie games. But she will have this commentary going on, and they like to listen to that particular streaming event. It could be music, it could be anything. But individuals are doing this just as well and capturing what they're doing and then streaming it up live for other people to see. Yes?
I have an account with Spreaker, which a user resource like I can create my own Pandora.
Okay, so you're collecting music and playing it like a radio station would in the past, but it's an internet version of it. Okay.
It allows you, when you log on, you can either connect to other people and follow them, or now with my station in the mix, people can actually follow me.
And you could put your own verbal commentary in there in between, you know. So that streaming is another way of us expressing our personality, expressing personal wants or desires online. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I had
Okay.
no idea you could do that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
part of, like,
No,
I'm
don't-
so
don't-
Circa 1977.
Well, don't feel like you're left behind. It's
Like, wow, I'm amazed.
yeah, it's really cool stuff, but
I guess so.
they suck your time. So like she'll get involved in doing some streaming, and I think it's like every Friday or Saturday she'll stream. But well, she has some physical friends she wants to go visit. If they're out doing something, she's not streaming. She's out hanging with the friends. So at times I think it becomes more of a activity. She was homeschooled. She didn't go to middle school or high school. She was homeschooled during that time, and we had her choose the technology she was going to exploit. So she exploited developing online media such as this, where she would actually go and publish media. She learned CS5 and all of the components of that environment for the Creative Suite. So she chose what she wanted to express as her creative talents during that time. And she has her own websites, you know. They fall by the wayside when there's more boyfriend kind of activities happening. More, let's go to the movies and go hang out with friends and play in the park. And then social bookmarking such as Dig and Delicious. So why is it important to a business? Well, it's how customers can be acquired as clientele. Basically, you can prove to a business, I have this many followers, hence you have that many more clients. So there's a way of reaching out, and forget this thing with the, what did we do when it was television? Nielsen ratings. Forget Nielsen ratings. They don't need Nielsen ratings anymore, by the way. Do you know why? You have a television box telling them exactly what channel you're on at any one moment. They actually have huge amounts of data they're collecting on, maybe, Comcast as an example, collecting on your choices for television and why and when you change the channel. Like when the commercial comes on, if you're flipping channels and you don't settle until the commercial's over, they understand what's going on. That's a lot of data. But online, when we're talking about social media, we're talking about building clientele and proving that people are out there. It gives you the ability to find people who are saying things about them and what they're saying about specific products or industries or brands. You can introduce your brand. You can get feedback about your brand. You can test the audience without having to bring everybody into the same room. That's very expensive to do focus groups. You can do that online. You can solidify your reputation as a valuable and knowledgeable resource. Not a Wikipedia, but actually the vendor as the resource. So here's your exercise. I want you to make a list of keywords just on a piece of paper or in a Word document if you got the desktop up, related to an example of an organization of brand. And our brand is Sweet Dream Cupcakes. So just take a moment, and I'm going to give you, 1 minute. You don't have much time. This is a brainstorming session. Keywords related to an organization brand, and our brand is Sweet Dream Cupcakes. You got 15 seconds left. Alrighty, time's up. You might say, why 15? Why 1 minute? Why 1 minute? Why? How do you decide what to search? Your keyword searches take less than 30 seconds for you to figure out how you're going to look for something. So what sort of keywords did you come up with for Sweet Dream Cupcakes? We'll start over here with James.
Well, I use cupcake.
Okay, cupcake. Next one.
Snack.
Snacks. Desserts. Keep going. What did you have? What if you wanted to search for Sweet Dream Cupcakes, what word would you use? Low fat. Oh, low fat. Okay, now I get it. Yes.
So this was what we would use to search for, or what we would
These are
use-
keywords. Just take a keyword.
I had Sweet Dream Cupcakes
Just one word.
as one thing.
Okay.
Cupcakes,
That's already, and don't re-say what other people said. Give me something new.
hostess.
Hostess. We're not going to Sweet Dreams Cupcakes. Go ahead.
Well, I thought you were talking about like Google tracking keywords.
Just give me a keyword.
So like food that makes you drowsy or puts you to sleep. I was thinking somewhere along those lines. Like
Okay.
sweet dreams, like
Interesting.
chocolate,
Interesting.
caramel tea or something like that.
Okay, next. You just put sweet. Okay. Nothing new?
Nothing new.
Oh, okay. Next. That's okay. Don't apologize.
Desserts. Desserts.
You already said. Go ahead.
I said
Sweet
sweet too.
tooth. Sweet treat. Okay. Now, how many variations on a theme did we get in this room? Are you all going to find me if I have Sweet Dream Cupcakes? Maybe, maybe not. No one said fluffy. No one said chewy. No one said no one. I mean, think of all the words you could come up with.
Chewy.
Chewy. Oh, yes. What about icing? Why do people are going out and buying cupcakes? What do they eat first?
Yeah.
Icing. I swear, these fancy cupcake stores, it's all about the icing. The cake is good, but it's all about the 3 inches of icing on top of the little tiny cake underneath, okay? So realize that your clients are going to use keywords to find you. What you think is a keyword is not always what they think is a keyword. And keywords are not always single words. Sometimes they're series of words, okay? So brand equals power. The brand will separate your products and services from other organizations that have similar products. Anybody know a cupcake store in Tacoma?
No, but I wish I did.
Downtown at the Super I bought them. I can't remember the name of the store now though. But
Where?
anybody saw it?
Yeah, it's down next to UWT.
Oh, downtown.
Yeah. What is it?
That's
Anybody
exactly-
know? Hello Cupcake. There you go. Hello Cupcake. Well,
You were right. 4 inches of
yeah.
ick on
Yes.
top of about a 3-inch piece of.
Very good. So, what defines you? Is it the icing? Is it the size? I went to a cupcake shop down in Portland, down along one of their trolley runs, and they sold tiny 2-bite cupcakes, but they sold them in 6-packs and 12-packs. So you got to try all their flavors. Now that was pretty hot from a marketing perspective. Just enough cake and just enough icing to make me happy. And I got to try all these different flavors. And they're pretty. I mean, they make them pretty. So what is it that defines you? And that's what your brand is. So we have Facebook. Why would you use Facebook? Well, there's a lot of businesses out there. Facebook is a popular place to go. You can put an identity. You can put up web pages. You can show who you are. Facebook is going to tell you all sorts of statistics about how they're increasing in size and how many people are involved, and because they're going to sell you, right? Well, they want to buy their stock. So Facebook says, and we're finding that most media says, that Facebook is being used more than Google for online marketing, but I think that will probably change because Google is going to filter you toward their marketing. They also control some of the search environment. Facebook is 3 times more effective than tweets. Why?
Wouldn't you say that's largely due to the fact that you're going to find more tweets than the Facebook post? And you'll see people who tweet 45 times a day, but only one Facebook post.
However, that's good for generating buzz, but it's not good for, you understand when I say buzz, right? Interest. But it's not good for giving information or making you excited about my product. And so that's what Facebook does, is it gives them a little vignette environment, not a full-blown website, but a way to filter you towards certain products they're maybe giving promotions on. Tweets don't give you as much information about this particular promotion or this particular value that they want to give you. And that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to reach out and communicate to your clients, yes.
One other thing I've noticed too is like use Twitter, like if you get so like let's say we get a computer company with Corsair, they build a computer RAM. They have a Twitter page, and then they have a Facebook page. Their Twitter page will post 20 a day, and let's say one of their tweets is the exact same thing, they click on their one Facebook post a day. But since there's 20 tweets, if you're getting a recap of all of the most popular tweets out of your list, I guess you could say, that might not be the most important one.
How
so that one's
invasive.
gonna get filtered out.
How invasive is that? I'm going to have a company reach out and ping me 20 times a day because I went and friended them on Facebook and now I'm getting tweets. Well, it could be, but you have to know what is too much. And so Facebook allows you to limit some of that for people that don't want to be tweeted 20 times a day.
Can you put pictures on Twitter?
You can, but they're normally links. You're going to something else.
That's why I would think Facebook would be a little bit more.
There actually, Twitter does have we can now give it, and it's evolving. Twitter now has the ability for you to give it a look and feel. So you have some of that where you can get images. I think we're going to move from tweets to specifically images delivered to you, which will be more like ads. I think Twitter is moving that direction. Like they're giving you ads and promos or ads and tweets. And we're going to see us going that way. And then we have Facebook dominates the check-in space with 32% of the businesses using this feature versus, say, Foursquare as a comparison. But remember, it's who you decide to hang out with. So here's an example of a Facebook page. This is Kodak. So Kodak is telling us a fairly good amount of information. They're going to give us photos. They're going to give us apps we can use. They're giving us more than just, gee, what is Kodak and what's Kodak doing right now in 140 characters, right? They also have a tendency to give you history. I've seen a lot of companies giving you validation of their history. So what do you talk about? Everything. When you're a customer, what do you talk about? Things that are good, service, things that are bad, right? So some content ideas you might want to talk about when you're talking about Facebook. News, what's coming up. Industry trends and news that is appealing. Maybe there's a cartoon that's become popular. If you own the rights to it, you can put it up on Facebook. Client news, ways for you to promote clients' events and campaigns. And past achievements like history. What have we done over time? How have we made your life better through Facebook? Then we've got the vanity URL, which basically says, hey, this is me, and this is my life. You can share your business on Facebook just as easily as your friends, coworkers, and other Facebook users. Increases your exposure to different businesses. It increases your occurrence of your name in browsers, in search engines. So you actually move up Google lists based on how often someone is accessing your information. So, Facebook, you're going to show people who you are in 5 to 10 seconds with a landing page. Because how long is our attention span? 5 to 10 seconds. So we're not going to go and spend a whole lot of time, but here is the Sounders, and they're giving us, gee, this is who we are. Here is Tacoma Community College. This is who we are on their Facebook page.
You like them?
This is actually Running Start's Facebook. Running Start's Facebook page. So you can customize the Facebook page, and that's very cool because you can add videos and you can tag different interests and organize other people that you would like to be related to. So this is called image by proxy. It's not your image. You're saying, I like Kodak, so that elevates you because other people like Kodak. Very interesting, huh? So here's Domino's. Yeah, we're the guys with the boxes and the robust pizza making guy. And it's going to tell you a little bit about Domino's and what Domino's has going for it and their likes. Yeah, we're talking about this. So we're good.
Well, Facebook allows you to get because I created another Facebook page that's connected to me.
Yes, that's by proxy. You're gaining the benefit of being attached to somebody else. It elevates your image by being attached to
It's like
somebody
a
else.
totally separate entity.
Yes, they are separate entities, but just having them linked to you
Yeah.
makes you look better.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So you're building an image through Facebook. You're establishing yourself as an expert. You're building trust and credibility. You're providing a value-driven system that the client can see. And you're looking to be enthusiastic, conversational, promoting a culture, promoting an image. So in the news, Facebook, they're quite the star. Who is the first living person to get 10 million fans on a social media network?
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber. Anybody else? The most popular Facebook page in 2011. Any thoughts? Gaga. Okay. Lady Gaga. She was the first one to get over 10 million tweets. She was the first dancer. Michael Jackson was the most famous individual. Post-living. So he had already passed away. No, it's actually, you'd be surprised. It's a generational thing. Yeah. So we have Twitter. Why should you use Twitter? Promote. You're going to promote what you want to have people hear about you. You're going to connect with niche audiences who are pertinent to your business. You're going to have conversations and build relationships. And you're going to monitor the competition to see what they're doing and what's being said about them. So what do you tweet about? Industry news, upcoming events, client events, day-to-day activities. Not, I'm in the bathtub playing on my iPod. No, that's not exciting to a majority of the human beings on this planet. However, that you are having a cupcake cook-off and anyone that shows up gets a free cupcake. Yeah, they'll be down there. So tweets from CEOs, good or bad? Just opened another worship center in London. That was a tweet from Steve Jobs. That was quite a ways ago. So Listoris is a great way of networking, finding people, marketing. It's a web service that aggregates Twitter lists into categories, so you can find things you want to see and find information you might want to be following. There are listings that are ranked by people, so you can find out who's following what. You can become an expert in this particular thing. So let's say your thing is to really know about social media. There is a Listoris listing for social media, and you'll get pounded by information about social media. Or it could be education. You want to be up on the new buzz in education.
Is that free?
Yes. You can find an expert. You can find somebody in the social media section. These are people who are really heavily into social media and very popular. Doesn't mean they're going to answer you directly, but what they will do is you can follow them and you can listen to their tweets and what they're saying about a particular topic. We have LinkedIn, and you're now getting your feet wet with LinkedIn. Why do you need it? Well, LinkedIn will give you information and context in a field. Gives you a competitive edge. Not yet. They're just so excited they want to join in. And you have trusted contacts because you make the connections between you and other people. So as an example, I have an account on LinkedIn. I have connections to people I have worked with in the past. So you say, gee, how do I find a reference for a company that doesn't exist anymore? Well, you can find a person you knew from that previous company. Here's an example of LinkedIn. This is HP's LinkedIn site. So you can actually go and follow companies as well on LinkedIn. There are groups, which you are about to join one, which is for this class. These are groups of people that get together and chat and talk about a particular topic. I'm trying to get my students interested in joining the group I have in LinkedIn for former Networking Convergent Technologies alumni so that we can find out where they actually are. What are they doing with their time? You can have discussions. This looks familiar. Everybody should be joining our discussion on LinkedIn. There's professional blogging. Look at all those options. Blogging is very idiosyncratic. You're talking about what is important to you. Connects you with your employees, your customers. You share knowledge and expertise. Great for small businesses. Can be overwhelming for someone to keep up with. Here's some blogs that you could follow. Mashable, Apple Insider, The Onion. Has anyone ever read The Onion? The Onion's fun. Not truth, but fiction. But, it's fun. We have YouTube. And, of course, YouTube, you can market yourself. Other people can market you. You can do educate how-to videos for just about anything. You can inform, client as to what it is you're trying to sell, maybe how it works, how you put it together, and you can entertain, show off things you've done in the past. You can have a channel where people can actually go and watch specific things that you are trying to get them to buy into. You can have other people giving information about your product, sometimes positive, sometimes negative. Even negative is good press occasionally. So Habitat for Humanity is a good example of social media. I'd like you to come back and play this particular presentation from Habitat for Humanity so you can see how they are marketing by actually using a third party who generated this on their own to talk about their Habitat for Humanity experience. So that's the benefit of YouTube. It can be a positive message brought on by volunteers. And then we have, how do we evaluate our success? I'll finish up very quickly, I'm sorry. What is ROI, return on investment? Everything you do has to come back in some form of benefit for a company. And here's the calculation for it. Basically, the gain from the investment minus the cost for the investment divided by the cost. It'll give you a comparison variable. Then you compare different types of activities and what was the value.
That's the same,
Same that we use in project management. So you're going to find out that marketing is really focused on the individual. How many tweets, how many digs, number of acquisitions, conversations, and calls. These will all be counted. So what are you counting? You're counting the growth in the relationship. You're counting brand awareness, increased traffic, Google Analytics, WordPress dashboard, even TweetMeme can go and tell you how many people are talking about you. Google Analytics will show it in a graphical form, but you're going to pay for it. Facebook Insights. You can look at what's going on your Facebook page and what type of activity. You can integrate all of these with websites, which is really cool. It makes it easier for you to manage, such as TweetDeck. Real-time application lets you monitor what people are looking at and how they are talking about you. Okay. So